Chicago's mayor refuses to answer 3 times when asked if he'll raise taxes to pay for illegals. And we all know why he refuses to answer. Because the answer is yes. He has to raise the taxes. Where do you think the money is going to come from to fund these things? Because he knows that his boy uh, um, Biden isn't going to give them the funds they need to pay for the illegal immigrants. So we're gonna talk a little bit about that. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon where I talk about things I can't talk about here. There's also a link to my Instagram and my merch store. Also, check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for news as well. All right, let's talk about this news. Brandon Johnson, in a recent interview, declined to disclose his stance on raising city taxes to address the migrant crisis, despite being asked 3 times. The mayor, in a conversation with CBS 2's Sabrina Franza, shifted from discussing the city's budget to his commitment to housing asylum seekers, a promise inherited from his predecessors. Even though his constituents, the people that voted for him, don't want any of this, he's going to do it anyway. Franza questioned him about a potential tax increase as the city faces an influx of migrants, but Johnson evaded a direct answer, emphasizing his focus on addressing homelessness and investing in the unhoused crisis. In response to France's persistent tax inquiry, Johnson linked the migrant crisis to international issues, drawing parallels to the situation in Ukraine. Franza pressed for a clear response on taxes, expressing frustration with the lack of transparency in Johnson's administration. Now, the mayor criticized for sanctuary policies deflected from the tax question, prompting Franza to highlight societal unrest and transparency concerns within Chicago's communities. Of course, they're not going to be transparent about it because, again, the people do not want this. But how else is he going to fund this? How else is going to pay for this open border crisis situation that Biden has done to this country? I think we at 16 million illegal immigrants has come into this country since Biden took office. How are we supposed to pay for all of that? But despite Johnson's attempts to sidestep the tax issue, Franza continued to press for transparency, citing frustration among voters and city council members. I mean, we seen all the clips of people at the city council meetings going off on Johnson and going off on his administration, and he doesn't care. And Johnson defended his administration's clarity on the mission, but Franza challenged the perception of transparency based on reporting and voter feedback. The interview concluded with Johnson redirecting the conversation to plans for the city's NFL teams, leaving the tax question unanswered. Now, Brandon Johnson, nearly a year into his term, faces challenges addressing the increasing influx of asylum seekers, so-called asylum seekers. With the city's spending on temporary shelters and controversial migrant camp has sparked criticism. And Johnson attributed blame to the Southern governors, not Biden, of course, not Biden, not the person who's charged with protecting our borders. It's the Southern governors' fault. Like they have, what are they supposed to do with the influx of illegal immigrants? But he defended Chicago's sanctuary status and emphasized the health challenges um, faced by arriving so-called asylum seekers. And the mayor called for accountability from, again, Texas governor, um, and criticized the chaotic conditions caused by the Biden administration, but he will not call Biden out on it. He blames Abbott from Texas. He blames the Florida DeSantis, all the governors that's shipping them out to the East Coast or in California and stuff like that because they're sanctuary cities. They're blaming those people instead of placing blame where it needs to be, which is at the White House, at Biden's footstep. But let me know what you think. Leave your comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe. And check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest in news. Till next time. Peace.